Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever you're watching from. Today is actually a very freaking exciting day, and I'm gonna talk a bit soft today, a bit of an ASMR stream, because the coin baroness is sleeping, unfortunately. But we're gonna talk about so many things, because so many things just happened in only the last few hours, and we still have this AMA upcoming with Kris Marzalek, of course, which we're going to talk about more and more in this stream. So strap in, hit the like button, and also subscribe for more. But it's definitely going to be a very exciting night, day, whatever time it is. And I want to start off quickly by showing you the charts, because honestly, it's out of bounds here. What just happened? What just happened? PJ, welcome. Papa Bigfoot, welcome. Johnny Sevenfold, Mersim, the Oracle as well. It's happening, ladies and gentlemen. It's happening. If you had conviction, congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. About 11 cents in only a few hours' time. These lines, like I mentioned in the video yesterday, if you haven't seen that, these lines are here to be broken, right? Here to be broken, and finally it did it. It's beautiful. It is beautiful, guys. 30%. And like I mentioned to you guys, Europe is still sleeping. Europe is still sleeping. Maybe people in the US also, they didn't really catch the news. So it's about to break up even more, I think, after the AMA. It's no coincidence, though. It's no coincidence. You take a look here. AMAs, they are bullish. AMAs are bullish. So let's take a look, guys. What's going to happen? I want to bring you some breaking news, though. Breaking news. Yeah, Rodrigo, it's absolutely beautiful news. It's beautiful news. I was also looking at Cortex AI. It's not really something you can buy yet, Nick. It's something on the roadmap for crypto.com. I hope Kris is going to talk about it. Good to see the Crow at Knife community. Oh, as we're speaking, the Crow price is absolutely exploding. So if anyone open up a cheeky long, congratulations, you made a lot of money. Oracle, I have a meeting in about 7 hours. I need to go to bed. Yeah, not now. Not now. It is way too exciting here. It's way too exciting. Let's talk a bit about the news, because we've got about half an hour left before we start with the actual AMA. Let's start with the news, because what all just happened, it is way too exciting. So this is, by the way, the actual AMA starting in about, like I mentioned, 29 minutes. But what just happened? Let's start with the big news story today. Let's start with the big news story here by Kris. Proud to partner with real Donald J. Trump's Truth Social on a series of ETFs, including the world's first ETF with CRO. Wait a minute. Is this the actual CRO ETF? Is this going to happen thanks to the crypto.com company? I think that's definitely first of its kind. That's absolutely super amazing for CRO, but also for the company, right? It's not only going to be CRO, it's going to be a basket of multiple things as well. Oh, 96 people. Welcome. Good morning. Anyways, so let's quickly open up this article. And I still have to read up a lot of things, guys. I just woke up myself, so bear with me. If you got any breaking news that I missed, let me know in the chat, please, or let me know in the comments. Zignimus, I just sold all my CRO coins during the pump. Well, congratulations, sir. I hope you're in good profit. Lioncoin also plus 19%. Ooh. I need to check the chart soon. So CRO is going up every second right now. Yeah, Mersim, it's true. I have to look at the minute chart right now, not the hour chart here. It is very exciting though, isn't it? It's very exciting. Well, let's take a look again at the news story. Proud to partner with real Donald J. Trump Truth Social. And also, if you don't remember, ladies and gentlemen, this Truth Social he's talking about, the Trump family also wants to start his own TrueFi, more like a finance company behind Truth Social. So also what X is trying to do, be a bit of everything, right? A bit of everything. They want to do something similar with Truth Social. And that includes also selling stuff with ETFs, including CRO. So let's take a quick peek at the original article he's quoting. So real Donald Trump's media company, Trump Media, parent company of Truth Social, has announced a partnership with Crypto.com to launch a series of ETFs and ETPs. I don't know what you mean with ETP. Again, Nick, I told you cannot buy Cortex AI. It's part of the roadmap. Well, good morning from the UK as well, Aman. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But ETFs and ETPs comprised of digital assets as well as securities with a made in America focus. Interesting. So made in America, does it mean, ladies and gentlemen, that CRO right now is officially made in the US? Is that an official statement here? I'm looking forward to an actual news release also by the Trump Media company. But okay, maybe later. So it will get a made in America focus spanning diverse industries such as energy, according to the company press release. This is the actual press release, by the way. Guys, like I mentioned, I'm just awake. I missed a lot of this news during my sleep. So we will make sure to read the full release later. But we're going to talk about it also after the AMA. I think during the AMA, Kris is going to talk about this as well. So let's see. We got Zignamus saying a crash is incoming. Well, we're going to take a look at the technicals as well, but we have actually surpassed a very important one just over here at about 10 cents 25. But maybe of course, no financial advice here. Energy, proof of work, maybe proof of work. Anyways, the product to the ETF will include BTC, CRO, CRO, nice, and other assets. Very interesting. I think also that will mean that basically if you buy the basket, you will buy Cronos without maybe even knowing you bought Cronos. Anyways, it's set to launch later this year, pending on regulatory approval. Pending on regulatory approval. Okay. That's also, if you guys remember, if you take a look at the Crypto.com roadmap, here, it is here. Cronos ETF submission. Cronos ETF submission Q4 of 2025. So it all lines up directly with the roadmap. So this is really off the charts for me. This is also, I think, a decent reason why CRO is pumping like this right now. Very close to 11 cents. Guys, let's go to 11 cents. Let's pump it up. Let's pump it up. Oh, I'm stoked today. What's happening, guys? How are you feeling? Are you feeling bullish? Are you feeling bearish? Are you feeling a bit too hyped up? Are you sleepy? Let me know in the chat, please. I'm super excited. I'm also a bit sad. And let me tell you why. Because this happens over here as well. And it's all again lined up directly with this AMA. But this is this news article here. It's this news article. Ah, dude, Cliff, what the hell, man? The hell? Thank you very much. You make it possible for me to pay my tea to get off my pillow in the early morning. Again, thank you very much, Cliff. Good evening, everybody. Let's pitch in and help pay for this live stream. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. Cheers to that. Yeah, Carlos, it is early. PJ is feeling bullish. It's looking good, man. I bought in quite a lot of CRO at about 8 cents, so I'm a happy man as well. I'm finally in profit once more. Are you guys in profit now? If so, I'm happy for you guys. Let's talk about this sad news though, or well said. It is at least very, very interesting. It's all happening today as we get this AMA with Kris. So Cronos Labs appoint Mirko Zhao as the Cronos lead head of product and engineering, following the departure of Ken Timsit. Whoa. Departure of Ken Timsit. Ken, ladies and gentlemen, has been the man behind the scenes working on Cronos chain. And he's gone. Very interesting. And honestly, I've never heard of Mirko Zai before. Anyone has? Anyone has heard of Mirko Zai? I don't know. I don't know, man. Never heard of him myself. He has also... I couldn't find him on Twitter. Couldn't find him on X. Well, he's... It is very interesting. Also, so the departure of Ken Timsit. This is a bit of speculation, but I didn't feel like Ken, left himself. I think he looked actually quite, happy during all the meetings and in general being the leader of a chain. But let's see. Coin Baron, if this makes your morning a bit better, why not? Blessed by God. Happy to bless you, dude. Edward, thank you very much. Also, did you remember? You guys are way too kind to this morning. I mean, crazy morning, crazy evening, whatever you're watching from, guys. This is, again, Edward, Cliff, thank you very much. Crow and Knife in the house. Anyways, with extensive experience on blockchain and DeFi, Mirko will be instrumental in driving the product strategy and incubation program at Cronos Labs. Ha! Ha ha ha! Incubation program. That one has been halted for a long time. But it's back. It is back, ladies and gentlemen. The incubation program is back. So exciting. So exciting. Under his leadership, Cronos will continue to focus on an aggressive roadmap and further engage with the Cronos community. If I can say one thing, I do have to say that the communication of Ken was not the best. So if they can actually improve on this, it is exciting. It is exciting. Oh, Chago watching from Portugal. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, Mr. Wade as well. Everyone is getting strapped in. Just a week ago, everyone was bearish. Everyone was bearish. And today, everyone is in profit. 11 cent has been broken officially, guys. Congratulations. Congratulations. And again, once more, a big shout out here to Mr. Edwards and also Mr. Cliff Power for the both $50 donations. Just freaking amazing. I hope you guys are making a lot of profit, during this absolutely amazing bull run, upcoming bull run. So again, thank you so much. Ooh. Jimmy's saying, is this just a Crow relief bounce? I mean, you're not the only one thinking this, Jimmy. But the cool thing, what I see in this chart here, and guys, for anyone watching, yeah, we're going to do the AMA. AMA is up in about 50 minutes. In about 50 minutes. But multiple structures have been broken here. Multiple structures have been broken here. I need to do some actual TA, but this was the first thing, right? This was the first thing. The typical target is actually the beginning of a triangle. I would say this is basically the beginning here. So we're already above the target. We're already above the target for Crow. So that is very interesting, right? That is very interesting. How high will we go? I think it kind of depends on the roadmap. I think it kind of depends on what Ken is going to say. And also kind of depends on what Mirko is going to deliver. Mirko, Esther, I'm not Esther. There's also a new lady doing the PR, doing the communication for Cronos Chain. I really hope, I don't know if you guys follow the Loaded Lion token. I don't know if you guys follow the Loaded Lion token, but the Loaded Lion team has been killing it. They've been killing it with our PR. Today, they're also going to finish like a giveaway thing. They're going to do like a giveaway thing for a water bottle, an exclusive water bottle. But it's very cool, nevertheless. So their PR team is doing crazy good. And also, ladies and gentlemen, we have liftoff. We have liftoff, like Roger is mentioning it. Crazy. New all-time high for the Lion token. Any Lion holders in there? Congratulations. I'm a happy man as well. I sold my Lion a bit too early. I saw a lot at about 1 bill. But, oh man, crazy times here. Again, congratulations to all the line holders. May the pump continue. But also be reasonable. I mean, these are very high levels. Grok is saying, let's go to $25. That would be crazy. Maybe though, maybe. Let me check though. I think if we go to like the Bitcoin valuation, I think LBB, if you compare the CRO market cap to the Bitcoin market cap, I think that $25 is actually in the car, but let's not compare CRO too much to Bitcoin right now. Let's not do that. You know, I would, PJ is like, I would take that. I would take a tenth of that. If it would go to like $2.50, I'm happy. I'm a very happy man. Christopher here is an actual loaded line wheel. Crazy. How's your million CRO going, Baron? Well, today it's better than it was yesterday. Today is better than it was yesterday. Yeah, this is, guys, this is the chart again. I have to say, it's a relief pump as well, because of course, we've been dumping a lot. I want to go back to those levels, right? I want to go back. If you take a look at the rainbow chart, we're coming to the first resistance. We're coming to the first resistance right here. At a very special day, because you know where we're stuck right now? We're stuck at this blue line. You guys see the blue line? The blue line is the 50 week. The 50 week. That's also, funnily enough, the place where Bitcoin actually had support. So Bitcoin had support at 50 week. Cronos might have a bit of rejection here. From the, oh, never mind. We're pumping. The week is not over though. The week is still very young, but people are excited. I do believe, you know, guys, it's a bit of an emotional roller coaster always. Think with your wallet, don't think with your heart. Think with your wallet, don't think with your heart. But it's looking good. Looking good. It's breaking out. It is breaking out once more. Beautiful chart here. Beautiful chart. I'm loving it. I'm loving it, guys. So this red scenario, it's gone. It feels like. Whatever Kris is going to say, this AMA, is going to be good. At least that's my belief. Clipped. I'm glad I had my 200 CRO. 200k CRO, dude. Crazy. What kind of coffee are you drinking? Welcome, Rogue Deity. Welcome. It's the English kind tea. Good morning. I couldn't get any coffee. It was too late. I woke up and I was like, shit. This AMA is happening. No time to make coffee, unfortunately. No time to make coffee. Quick check. How many people are watching right now? Guys, how are you feeling? Oh. How are you feeling? Don't forget to press the like button. And of course, if you want to learn more, I have to make a video about this. This is like a video, the departure of Ken Timsit and also the new head of Cronos Labs. I quickly want to talk about this though before we're going to make a video. What I find interesting is that he is now called Cronos Lead and head of product and also head of engineering. I don't know if Ken still has his profile on. Doesn't really say. So just a week before, guys, he was still head of Cronos Labs. Not per se really of only engineering or only product. It kind of feels like they're going to completely remove the function. And that's interesting. That is very interesting because I think that might mean they might integrate Cronos Chain a bit more into crypto.com. That's a bit of speculation here. On me, but if they're going to integrate Cronos Chain more into crypto.com, that could be very bullish, of course. And it's not impossible because the whole administration behind Crypto.com or the whole, maybe behind Trump is a lot more bullish. We're not seeing a lot more SEC cases right now. As we're speaking, I mean, even the Ripple case just dropped. So things are looking good. Mr. Crowican, welcome, welcome, welcome. 166 people strapped in. Guys, don't forget to strap in. Today, this AMA is happening. People are happy. Prices are pumping and oh my God, what just happened? What just happened here? Almost 12 cents already. Almost 12 cents. What? What are you guys drinking today? It's crazy. Oh, not 12 cents. Yeah, it's dropping a bit right now, but still, the price movement is very, very bullish. Let's go to the hour chart. It's looking very similar. Let's go to the 5-minute chart. Yeah, this is beautiful. Beautiful pattern. So Johnny is saying maybe a huge sell-off after the AMA. Maybe. I think it's a bit of a sell the news event, maybe, isn't it? Ramito, goedemorgen. 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 Cliff Power is watching from Victoria in Canada. Where are you guys from? We've got a very international space here, guys. The Crow fam is worldwide. So here we got the AMA. AMA is happening in about 3 minutes. AMA is happening in 3 minutes. I will be removing the cam, guys. I will be removing. I won't be saying much. I want to listen as well. Sometimes I might, say a few things here, but I want to give you guys the full-on experience with Kris. Kris is not the most, I wouldn't be able to listen to Kris for hours and hours and hours. He's not really that talkative, but he brings a lot of very interesting information. So looking forward to that. We got Kentucky here. We got Australia. I don't know QLD. We got Brisbane. Good morning, guys. Or good afternoon. Crumpet is saying, well, there will be some sales. Definitely, definitely. Got David from Arizona. Nobody. Watching from Austria. We got so much happening at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. We got so much happening. And this is just the headline, right? This is just the headline here we have for the Cronos ETF. We've got to read the whole thing. We've got to read the whole thing. And also for this Cronos Labs announcement with Mirko Zhao, well, there's also this whole blog post. It's really interesting. So I'm looking forward to go into the deeps really of this. The cool thing about Mirko though, so like I mentioned before, he's not really a person easily found online, but apparently he co-founded Orin, a startup dedicated to digitizing supply chain data. And I actually did that myself in the uni, but it's interesting. It's very interesting. Also, apparently he was the first product manager in the APAC region for whatever. Oh, at PayPal. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Anyways, so AMA happening in 1 minute. I'm happy. I'm stoked for this. I'm stoked for this. Good evening from Cali. When was the last time we did an AMA? The last time we did an AMA, that was in November. November 2020. Ooh, shit. November 2024. And I can tell you guys, the last time we did an AMA, it wasn't the end for the pump. It wasn't the end for the pump. It was only the beginning. It was only the beginning. So here we did the AMA. The next 2 weeks after, we went higher. Same here. With a bit of a local dip, we got an AMA and bam, the local top here. Only a few weeks later. So if anyone is saying, I'm going to sell, maybe wait a few weeks, like 4 weeks for maximum pumpage. Maybe a few weeks for maximum pumpage. It's time though for the AMA, isn't it? It should be happening any minute now. It should be happening any minute, Mo. Let's grow. Let's grow, guys. New Jersey present. So for anyone wondering, we're gonna do this AMA, and also afterwards I want to have a bit of discussion. I don't know if I want to go to Discord and talk with you guys, what you guys are feeling, or if you've got any other ID, let me know. There's going to be a lot of exciting things. I want to recap those quickly. I want to also go a bit into some speculation mode, because Kris is a person, I've been watching Kris for the last 5 years, right? Kris is definitely a person that sometimes talks in riddles. He talks in riddles, and sometimes you have to just look behind the words. Just look behind the words. If you take a look at Kris's Twitter, you know what I mean, right? You know what I mean. But it's definitely time for a lot of speculation. But whatever he's saying, I think with this pump, I think it's good. Whatever he's saying, it will be good. Crow fam is from all over the world. Yeah, 5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 185 watching. Thank you very much, Edward. Guys, welcome. Strap in. Strap in. For the next 2 hours, we'll be here. Or well, depends kind of on how long the AMA is. But it's going to be very exciting. The price is, you know, dropping a bit, but still, it's crazy. We're talking about, was it 30% gains today? 44% gains. Ah. And also new Ultimate for the Lion token. New Ultimate for the Lion token. Good morning, iGaming. Good morning. We got 211. Jeez Louise. This is happening any minute, guys, now. Starting at 6 p.m. Amsterdam time. 1 p.m. Singapore time. And 5 UTC. So this is happening, ladies and gentlemen. As we speak, we got a new Mirko Zhao, Cronos lead. I'm looking forward to an AMA from him as well. I want him to really interact. I want him to really interact with the community. That's what he should do. That's also what he mentions here. Further engage with the Cronos community. He can do it. We are willing to help him out. I mean, I'm willing to just, you know, talk with him. So I'm looking forward to maybe do an interview or whatever. So stay tuned for that one. Strap in. Subscribe, of course. Oh, MK, I got the feeling here. MK. We've been down for so long. Yeah. I mean, I got you. Will saying it might be a sell the news event here. It might be a sell the news event. And I think it potentially is. This is, by the way, the Lion token, but talking here about the Crow token. We might get a bit of a sell the news after, but like I just talked about, after the AMA, typically we go up a bit more. After the AMAs, we typically go up a bit more. I think the Crow fam deserves a bit of relief though, isn't it? Oh, you go. I woke up at 5 a.m. UK time for this. I set an alarm myself. I've set an alarm for this. Crazy times. I gotta say though, Saito is saying, with this minting, I do have less confidence about this coin. No matter an ETF or whatsoever. I get it. I get it, Saito. I want to make the counter argument though that that's not how markets work, unfortunately. That's not how markets work. Markets, especially in crypto, are very speculative, and many people. So I talk to a wide range of people. You guys, everyone in here has been doing some research. Everyone in here has been doing some research. That means you guys are not typical retail. You're not like an institution, but you guys are not typical retail. You are still early. You are still early, trying to actually do your research and make up your mind. However, you guys are only the 10%. You guys are only the early 10%. There is still 90% coming in later in the cycle. I still believe, ladies and gentlemen, there will be a time, Q3, Q4, let's say October, November, when there will be those big pumps. And there will be people coming in chasing pumps as well. They won't take a second to take a look at the actual supply. And also in the end, supply doesn't say everything. They also won't look into what happened in the past. They only look at is price pumping. Is price pumping? I think price is pumping. Price right now is definitely pumping. Do we sell the news? I'm not selling myself. I think this is only the beginning. Like I've been talking literally for years by now. Like I've been talking for years. We have downturns, we have pumps and dumps. I wanna say though, so this is, we had like one uptrend, two uptrend, a third uptrend. Looks a bit similar, like 1, 2, 3. Is this 4? Is this the fourth uptrend? Maybe. Guys. It's time. It's time. Sorry, I will be...
The market's seen a significant increase in users and engagement, multiple record highs of Bitcoin, new positive momentum in the biggest markets like the US, tons of development at crypto.com as we deliver on our 2025 roadmap. You all ask so many great questions, including many of you who want to hear more about Cronos and the recent CRO minting announcement. We want to get into all of it for you, including the CRO questions, but we first thought it would be most helpful if Kris would give us his perspective on everything that's happened recently. Kris, over to you.
Yes, please.
And thanks everyone for tuning in to our AMA. The last time we spoke shortly after the election was out, and we've had a little bit of a honeymoon period for the industry with market performance being really, really strong for about 3 months. In those 3 months, Crypto.com printed pretty much equal amount of revenue as in the entirety of 2023. So it was really, really solid. And what we've seen is that the administration has started delivering on the promises that were made during the campaign. But we also saw macro slowing down, a lot of people worried about uncertainty in the markets, things being a little bit overpriced, tariffs and everything, the inflation and the impact of it on the monetary policy. So we saw a little bit of a slowdown in February and March. And during this period, I've seen a lot of people asking me, is this it? Is the cycle over? And my general point of view is that we need to forget about the 4-year cycles. The structure of the market has changed fundamentally, and everybody has to understand that the game is completely different right now. I think we may have a bit of choppy waters over the next couple of months, but the foundation that is being laid by this new administration for crypto and for business in general is one that is very strong and sustainable. So I think we're going to see another leg of this rally, and I'm very, very optimistic about the market towards the end of 2025 and going into 2026.
Awesome. That's a great look at the market outlook. Anything else you want to share on what's coming up in the second half of 2024?
Well, I think if you look at our strategy, how is Crypto.com going to win? The results, as I've shared with you guys on Twitter recently, were pretty decent. We hit 140 million users on the platform. We expect to hit 150 million users milestone in Q2, so that's not bad. We're very profitable, 1.5 billion in revenue, about 300 million in EBITDA. So that's all decent. The balance sheet is very strong. We can continue investing in both organic development of the platform and inorganically through acquisitions. So we want to build a business in both ways. But it has to be said, and I remind you guys what we've said in the depth of the bear market, that our goal is 250 million users. So we are kind of 1/3 of the way there. We did okay, but the job is not done. So this combination of both organic push, where we have a very broad roadmap, we're bringing on board a lot of entrepreneurial talents to drive each of the market segments in which we expanded to, like equities, like prediction markets, like sports contracts, and of course the very core crypto offering. We're bringing it all under one roof. We are going to drive it very heavily to ship a ton of improvements to our platform very, very quickly. Our ambition is to be the fastest shipping company in this industry. And of course, a lot of focus is going to be on ETFs. A lot of focus is going to be on being aggressive in terms of our on-chain product. We believe that the new waves of users are going to be coming predominantly straight to Web3 environments. So we want to make sure that we've got the right product there so that we capture those future growth areas. And inorganically, on the M&A front, we're looking both at private companies and at public companies as potential acquisition targets. So there's a lot of irons in the fire. There are a lot of happening, and I'm sure you're going to be excited as much as I am the moment we have more news to share, the moment we announce these deals. So a lot more to come in the second half of the year on that front.
Awesome. There was some really big news today about the Trump media partnership. And certainly there was a lot of noise on social. I don't know if everyone watching was able to catch it. Maybe you could give us a little bit background on that and what it means for Crypto.com, CRO, and crypto more broadly.
Definitely, ETFs are a critical new flow of capital into the market. So we are very proud and thrilled to partner with Truth Social on this. As you guys know, they already have a Bitcoin ETF application. We're going to provide them with a 360 solution, including custody, liquidity provision, and everything else that is needed to operate this effectively. There's going to be also some innovation there in terms of deploying baskets that include proof of stake tokens like Cronos. And we're very excited about it. This is the first time that CRO is included in an ETF. So please look for more news on this as filings are done. And we're very, very, very excited about this partnership. It's absolutely incredible.
I'm going to jump to the question that was on everybody's mind, the most questions we've got, and certainly I'm looking at all the comments coming through live right now, asking about it. Can you describe a little bit more about what's going on with Cronos, specifically the CRO minting? Walk everybody through it. How's Crypto.com supporting Cronos? What's our role in supporting CRO? What's the rationale of the mint with CRO? How's it going to benefit the community? There's a lot of questions in that topic.
Yes, I've noticed the vigorous debate online happening over the last couple of weeks, as you guys were so kind to tag me in most of it. Maybe I'll start with a public service announcement. Cronos and Crypto.com have been run separately for years, separate governance, separate entities. But where we are aligned is the mission and the vision, the cryptocurrency in every wallet. And where we are aligned is that we want to make CRO great again. So when I look at the original token burn from Q1 2021, I view this as a defensive move. At that point in time, it made a lot of sense. Now we've got strong support from the new administration. The war on crypto is over. We have extremely strong tailwinds for the whole industry. And there is need for an aggressive investment to win. I'm always very supportive of thinking big, being bold. We've run an entire global campaign with the tagline FFTB. So I believe that not making big moves is akin to accepting being somewhere in the middle of the pack. I don't think this is what the community wants. It's like thinking in cents when we should be thinking in dollars. So you guys have to understand that Crypto.com reinvested billions of dollars to build a globally recognizable, trusted brand. And likewise, Cronos will have to invest billions to build a top 5 chain. So I think that on balance, this path has the highest likelihood of success that benefits all token holders. So, what we actually want to do what are the things that will make CRO great again? I think number one on the list is ETFs. And, there was this announcement that came out this morning from Truth Social. And I think everybody needs to understand that this is the first of many. Our ambition is to have every single ETF issuer carry CRO, and in some cases it's going to be part of a single issue ETFs. In some cases, it's going to be a part of the basket. But this is a very critical flow. Again, the market structure has changed. This is what will provide inflows into the ecosystem, and all the builders that build on it benefit from it tremendously. I also want to address one issue that I think is not really deeply understood in the community, is that whenever we seed an ETF, this does not create a natural seller. It's akin to a loan where the ETF issuer is not the holder of the coin and is not a natural seller. So the impact on the sell side is none. So this needs to be understood. And I think, if you look at the action following the announcement, I don't think anybody saw any material selling in the market. So keep it in mind, ETFs are a huge net positive for the ecosystem. It's not easy to get it done, but we will get it done for all major issuers. The second thing that I think is critical to make CRO great again is to make sure that we are being in consideration for strategic reserves or digital assets stockpiles of sovereign states. And again, the level of difficulty here is even higher than in the case of ETFs, but I think we are exceptionally well positioned to make this a reality if opportunity arises. The third thing, which I think is extremely difficult to do, but it's also one of the most important things, is to bring strong founder teams to Cronos. We've been looking for many months and quarters and years for exciting projects to list on the Crypto.com platform coming from the Crypto.com community, and the assessment is that there's not enough meat there. So the teams at Cronos, and I've seen that there's a new lead that has been appointed today. Mirko, he's a great guy. I'm sure you guys are going to love him. His number one job is to make sure that we bring extremely strong founder teams to the community, founder teams that will build breakthrough projects that on its own right will stand at multi-billion-dollar valuation, are able to raise funding from leading VCs and drive this ecosystem forward. And CRO will definitely benefit from this as the base pair. We've seen how ETH benefited from this in 2017. So this is an established playbook. We've seen how Solana benefited from it during this cycle, right? It's very important that the teams that are building on Cronos are absolutely world-class, and it will require significant incentives and significant investment. And I think the Cronos team is 100% committed to it. The fourth path and the fourth thing on the to-do list is bringing on institutional investors to Cronos. I think at this moment it's mostly retail who is holding it, and you've seen it in terms of the votes. I think the total percentage of votes voting no was about almost 5%, but if you look at the USD value of it, it was about $100 million. So we need to bring in institutional investors into the fold to make sure that the size of the ticket is completely different. And there's also the emerging opportunity of some companies following the MicroStrategy or now strategy playbook with accumulating digital assets. But to differentiate, they go beyond Bitcoin. Some of them, they're doing baskets. Some of them, they're doing 80-20 type of setup. I think there's a huge opportunity there for Cronos to be a part of these new accumulation channels. And number 5 for me is just innovating at token utility level to further drive adoption. And that goes both for on-chain projects and also what we do off-chain on the centralized platform, leading to growing demand for services and the underlying tokens. So I believe very firmly that if we do all 5, we will be in top 5. But again, it requires significant investment into the ecosystem build-out, multi-year effort. And on the multi-year effort, I want to point out that even with this restoration of the original 2018 circa 100 billion CCY circulating supply, it's still a 12 years total vesting period. So nobody can question commitment to this multi-year effort. And then it will require building and leveraging relationships. It will require timing, and as always, it will in entrepreneurial journeys, it will require some luck. But there's full commitment. I'm fully supportive of this. I think this is going to be a reset for Cronos, and it's going to create a completely different kind of momentum. I think this is the gist of my views on this somewhat controversial proposal. I would also like to believe that if you look at this long term, even the people who voted against it, after a couple of quarters or maybe a year or maybe 2 years, they will look back at this point and will agree that this was actually done in the best interest of the community and everybody benefited. And I suggest you guys just look at the calendar today. We've got 25th of March, set a reminder for 25th next year and hold me to account if results are not delivered.
That was a lot. Thank you for that. And thank you for touching on a lot of questions. There was a question, you touched on it, but again, because I want to make sure everybody feels and knows that their questions were seen and that we're addressing them. There were a lot of questions around CRO price stagnation, and how you see that, as well as BTC, which saw a really nice uplift and then has slowed down a bit. Do you have any predictions by the end of the year, next 3 years? I mean, a lot of people are asking for your predictions and how you feel about it.
Right. Look, I've always said that predicting price movement is extremely hard. But I do think that my advice from the depth of bear market in 2018 to buy Bitcoin and just never sell holds true today. And I think it will hold even more true in late 2025 or throughout 2026. On CRO specifically, I think Cronos teams and the community should focus the entirety of the effort on building and executing on those top 5 initiatives that I mentioned above. I think fundamentally, project teams who build strong, sustainable, recurring flows in this new market structure will ultimately win. So focus on the task at hand and the price. Let the market take care of it.
That's it, really. I want to pivot a little bit to the U.S. landscape. A lot of people have seen you posting photos from Mar-a-Lago or from the White House. You've been spending a lot of time in the U.S. lately. Can you give us a peek on what it's like in the Oval Office and just what the whole experience is like?
Right. So I've been to Mar-a-Lago. I've participated in the inauguration. I was later on invited to a dinner at the White House and visited the Oval Office. And then most recently, there was this incredible crypto summit at the White House. So I think the unifying factor here is that every time I leave the place, I feel inspired. I feel a lot of hope, and I feel like we are in the right place at the right time, and we're on the right side of history. I'm really amazed by how much the new administration is doing and how much has been done since the inauguration. The speed at which all this happens, I think it's on one hand, it's because we've got an amazing leader at the top, but at the same time, you've got this team that one could argue this is the strongest team any administration has ever had, I think, since perhaps the founding fathers themselves. So it's just incredible to see, and I feel really privileged to witness it firsthand and play a tiny role in what is happening as it pertains to the future of our industry. I think there are a lot of opportunities. As you guys know, There are two major bills that are going. They're on the Hill right now. One for the stablecoin, and one for a general market structure. I think it's very important that we recognize the industry has been under a frontal assault for the last couple of years, and that we enshrine certain rules into law that protect us long term as an industry. And more practically, there's just so much that can be done in terms of bringing the activity that is currently off chain on chain, like trading stocks and whatnot. I should be able to send anybody here an NVIDIA stock just by sending it on Cronos, right? And we should be able to trade 24/7, 365, anything we want, anywhere we want, at all times, right? Or very efficiently with huge capital efficiency. A lot can be accomplished there. And if you look at the industry today, majority of the trading volumes happen offshore on unregulated platforms. We're talking about hundreds of trillions of trading volume in the last couple of years. And this can be brought onshore. And Crypto.com is perfectly positioned to capture some of this market activity going from off-chain to on-chain and from offshore to onshore through our regulated infrastructure. As you guys know, we've got a full MTL set in the US. We've got multiple entities regulated to sell derivatives through CFTC. And we've got a broker-dealer for securities, and we've got a trust company to securely store users' assets. So we've got a full setup, and we will be one of the key beneficiaries of this new legislation being put in place. So plenty of work on the Hill. I think there's also opportunity maybe for capital formation for companies that are a little bit smaller. They can't handle an IPO on NASDAQ. So I think that's the third one that is very big, and we've seen what an ICO can do to the industry in 2017. So if we are able to bring some of that back, I think that would be very exciting. So a lot of work on the Hill, but I think it's just all trending in the right direction. And these things take time, and we can't ignore the macro conditions. But the foundational layer that is being put in place right now gives me a lot of optimism. I think we can easily 10x the size of the industry if you're willing to roll up your sleeves and do the work for the next couple of years. It's very exciting times and very inspiring too.
It's really true. And I just want to take a second. I see a bunch of questions asking about the new mint and all that. So for those who are just tuning in, we've already answered a lot of questions. So maybe you scroll back to the beginning and start watching from there. We're going to keep banging through the questions that came through. What's next? The 2025 roadmap that was released back in November is really ambitious. I remember when I first saw it, I said, "Whoa, how are we going to do all this?" We've been delivering some things ahead of schedule. There's still quite a lot to do. You mind taking people through it? There were a lot of questions on how are you going to execute on all this?
Sure, it's definitely very challenging to execute on a roadmap that is very broad. But if you look at it from first principle basis, the first order of business is to take care of our core platforms. So on our main retail app, we need to make sure that we simplify the flows, make it super easy to onboard millions of users to this industry that are just entering for the first time. You guys have, of course, seen that we've launched our exchange in the US, so now we have full coverage, and I think we've made good progress last year on that front. We were the #1 exchange with fiat support in terms of volume, printing about 1.29 trillion in 2024. So we will continue investing in this space, specifically for kind of semi-proactive trader and VIP accounts to further boost liquidity and improve how the product looks and works. So we want to win in this segment. We want to win in the right way. This is a safe venue for everybody to trade, and for people who are not using it yet, I encourage you to try it out. It's pretty good. The fees are very, very low. Speed is tremendous. There's full stability, and this product will continue to very rapidly get better. The third leg of it is our on-chain wallet. So we want to make sure this is the most competitive on-chain offering in terms of non-custodial solutions in the market, and we will actively push it. So there's much more resourcing on this side of things for 2025, and you will see the product improving dramatically. And I believe that we will be positioned well towards the end of the year as market goes back into the frenzy to capture a lot of the market share there. And then we've got the stuff that touches more TradFi world. So stocks are on the roadmap. We've rolled out the basic spot functionality, but everybody's looking at options that is coming later this year. We've got full bank account functionality. We are working on global transfers. It will take like 1 second. It costs virtually nothing to execute. So what are we? Also, prediction markets are going to be very big for us. So what are we accomplishing by adding all these products? Is we are just expanding the top of the funnel so we can onboard more users. And as they come in, naturally, they will become users of cryptocurrencies and they will hold cryptocurrency in their wallets. So it helps us drive growth of the business, even in times where maybe Bitcoin price is not doing so well, or there's a small slowdown in our core business. We can continue onboard people in a very controlled manner every single day, regardless of what crypto prices do. So the challenge with this kind of setup, where you've got a very broad roadmap, is you're basically expanding the universe of competitors that you need to go against. So the way we are managing this is for every single product line, we treat as a separate business with separate ownership by the product lead, with full P&L responsibility, and then resourcing it like a startup to make sure that we can move and improve very quickly to grab market share. And I think the thing that ties it all together is our level up program that again connects us to CRO, and we will continue rewarding our community for not only trading crypto with us, not only using our cards, but also moving their banking business to us, using us as a platform for payments, using us as a platform for predictions across sports, politics, and many other areas. So I think it's a very exciting roadmap. And obviously, there's also a completely separate roadmap for Cronos, where we view it as one of the key venues for the AI era to build on top. So it's a very, very broad, very challenging roadmap. But I think if you look at what we've delivered in Q1, we've made good progress against what was promised, and we will keep the tempo. We continue recruiting teams, and we've got more than 500 openings, more talent coming in to help us out with it. So I expect the speed to accelerate as we work smarter, and we've got more talent to attack these challenges. And I think all of it will benefit the community.
There's definitely a lot to do, and they're all important, but I'll ask you a question that came up a few times. Anything on the roadmap that you are more excited about? I'm sure you love it. All your children are beautiful and wonderful. But is there anything or any particular project or initiative that you're especially excited about?
So there are always a few things, even on the organic roadmap. If you look at what we were releasing, like the sports prediction markets, we were a first mover in the industry of this, and it was not on the roadmap at all. So the stuff that we think is highly disruptive, we try to keep our cards close to our chest. So there's a number of things like that on the roadmap that we are working on. I actually think that the biggest surprises are going to come from the inorganic side of things. I don't think historically we were not particularly acquisitive, other than Nadex acquisition in 2021 and a few licenses, but we're going to be doing more interesting things on the M&A front, and the inorganic build out of the business, I think, is going to surprise the community a lot. So I strongly recommend you guys to keep an eye out and see how this all comes together. Because when I look at how the product and the company and the community looks like in 2026, I could not be more excited. It's different. It's exciting, and it's going to be clearly differentiated comparing to anything else in the market. So we are in a very unique position. It's a very unique opportunity. I have not been this excited to keep building in years. It's really a breath of fresh air.
Awesome. We always get some questions that are personal in nature. And so a few people have asked, it's clear you're traveling a lot more now. There's a lot more higher stakes games, lots of, things happening that can really move the needle one way or another, like we saw today with the Truth Social announcement. So the question was, how do you stay even keeled? How do you manage your personal health and just get enough sleep and all the things that we know are important?
I live a very simple life. I just work and spend time with my family, and when I have spare time, I make sure that I lift weights. I do some, and I picked up some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with my son over the last couple of years, but it's super basic and just to keep me fit. I ski a bit when I manage to escape for half a day during the season. So this is important, but I think understanding what your priorities are in life and cutting out everything that is non-essential is the most important thing. So I recommend everybody to just simplify their lives and really stay extremely focused on what they're doing and what is important to them in order to build the life they want, not necessarily today, but next year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now. I try to spend a lot of time thinking about where I want to be in 10 years and just work backwards and simplify everything to just focus on the objectives. And it's been a tremendous amount of fun, this journey so far, and it's been definitely much more fun November 5th onwards. And I think we've got a solid couple of years of doing things that have never been done before. And that's what makes me get up in the morning fresh, excited, and motivated to keep fighting for our team and for our community.
There's no doubt everybody here gets up every day to fight for the community and to push crypto forward. I can say for my side, I did not expect 5 years ago that we'd be as far as we are today. So I think that was all the questions, or summary of all the questions that we got. We literally got thousands. So thank you everybody for submitting those questions. Of course, as anyone who's paying attention knows that we do respond. So if you DM us, if you tag us in things, sometimes we don't respond directly to you, but you see that we take action on the things that you're bringing to our attention. So please, this is not the end of the questions. Keep them coming afterwards. I want to throw back to Kris for any closing thoughts.
Look, I encourage everybody to just zoom out and understand that we have extremely strong tailwinds for the industry. When the president of the most powerful nation in the world tells you that he's going to buy Bitcoin, when his Secretary of Commerce does the same, his Secretary of Treasury does the same, you better believe them. I think that Bitcoin is going to outperform in the next couple of years. I think altcoins that have strong flows will outperform. I don't know if you guys seen this, but there's a forecast saying that the ETF for XRP is going to attract 8 billion of inflows next year. So you can imagine what kind of impact that may have. And in terms of what we're doing, I think we have a very clear, differentiated, exciting strategy that nobody else is pursuing and nobody else can compete with us on. That's very unique. So we will build it, and I hope you guys join along for the ride, because it's going to be an amazing couple of years. Over to you, Steve.
What is this? It's okay. Interesting. Very interesting. So this is how they close. Okay, a lot of information to unpack here, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of information to unpack. First and foremost, we now know that Kris likes to ski. So very interesting information here. Let's break it down. Let's break it down together. Let me quickly bring up some music here to again get back to what's been happening. Oh, okay. I need to quickly give it a few thoughts myself. But let me know in the chat how you guys are feeling about it. How you guys feeling about this whole AMA? I see a lot of questions really about the 70 billion unburn or the 70 billion mint. He talked about it in the beginning. Really. I think it was the main question, of course, of this whole AMA. But like I told you in a video yesterday, he's always kind of reflecting to, well, Crypto.com and Cronos Labs being two separate entities. So what he does mention though was all about ambitious marketing or ambitious strategy. So he believes that the 70 billion is needed to actually be more aggressive. The 70 billion burn was about being defensive, and the 70 billion mint or the 70 billion reserve is about, you know, getting back into the game, becoming top 5. I gotta say though, you have to believe his words on that one. Let's take a look at what the price is doing. What is the price doing for CRO at the moment? Again though, Mr. Cliff Power, thank you so much here for the 10 gifted memberships. Guys, if you haven't seen it, you might have become a member. Just post a chat here, you might see if you got the 10 gifted memberships here by Cliff. So again, Cliff, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Can I remove this? Anyways, the price, guys, it's rising again. Was always a bit of a sell the news event, of course, during the AMA. But so far, it seems that CRO is still on top of the 11 cent range. The 11 cent range is still crucial, really, for Cronos. So that's going to be very interesting. So far, it's holding up nicely. Are we going to 20 cents, like the previous pump, like we discussed earlier in the stream? We don't know, of course, but things are looking very interesting. I wanna quickly give you my own thoughts here. Like I talked about it in the video yesterday, it kind of feels like Kris tries to evade a few questions. So again, he's always reflecting towards Cronos Labs. They're trying to do their own thing. He's also talking about Mirko. So Mirko is a new head of Cronos Labs, and it's also interesting, like he kind of talked about it like he didn't know beforehand. That seems very, very unlikely, but like Mirko is the new lead and he has to also define his own road ahead. So very interesting. He's talking really about them being their own chain, their own entity, of course. But what I'm excited about is at least these ETFs. The ETFs he talked about with Trump Media, where CRO is being part of the package. I honestly do believe that that's a big deal. It's a big deal if people start buying these ETF packages, and they will be buying CRO as part of it as well. It's what you can do also with these ETF, like if you buy an index fund, you buy a lot of different companies, right? And something like that is not really happening yet with like a basket approach in the crypto industry. So that's, I think, a very bullish thing. So I was talking about five things why the bin to the burn. And gotta believe him, of course, but 5 things why it should be bullish. The first thing, that's of course then the ETF. What's the second thing about? I kind of forgot. Oh man, I need to rewatch this. I think the second thing he mentioned was also building on Cronos chain. So he wants to actually get those incubators on the chain as well. So I'm curious what he's going to do with that on that front. So Cronos right now, it's going down a bit. It's going down a bit more. A bit of a sell the news event. But today, guys, we've got to zoom out as well. It's a small drop. It's a small drop in the whole picture here. But yeah, interesting. Very interesting times here. Let me check if the chat still works, by the way. What's your vibe after this AMA? Let me quickly ask a question in the chat as well. What's the vibe like? How are you guys feeling right now? Let me know, guys. I'll quickly open the poll. I want to know the sentiment. How are you guys feeling? How are you guys feeling? And don't forget to press the like button indeed. Are you feeling bullish or are you feeling bearish? Yeah, I think Hugo has the biggest question ahead of us. So I'm feeling bullish, but there were some questions unanswered. Bullish, but some questions were unanswered. I think the mint. We've got to ask that question to Mirko. I want to do, guys, an AMA with Mirko. Mirko, new lead. The new lead of Cronos Labs. You can see here. Here we can see this is Mirko. Mirko is the guy we got to talk to regarding the mint and also the reserve. T Fresh is feeling bullish. Jeffrey, make your profits, get out. Okay, he's feeling bearish. Interesting. And Duarte just bought in McLaren. I hope you got some car cashback on that one. Congratulations, Duarte. But yeah, that's interesting. Oh, what I want to talk about, that's a really big thing, actually. Kris was really talking about the 4-year cycle ID. Kris was saying the 4-year cycle, that theory, that's out of the door. That one is gone. Forget about it, ladies and gentlemen. Forget about the 4-year cycle. I think it's a bit early to call that. But he was also already talking about 2026. He was talking about 2026. So he's really going to build into the future. And what he was saying during the AMA is, guys, if you take a look at in 1 year's time, in March 2026, and the price is down below somewhere in the low regions, I think where we are right now, if you are at similar price ranges for CRO, you can keep me accountable. So that's, I think, a very interesting approach. He is really believing the strategy, at least. He's really believing the strategy. And he's not believing in the 4-year cycle anymore. He doesn't think the whole thing has that much effect. I'm actually quite still a believer in the whole thing. But it's good. He's really more approaching it from the industry point of view. CH is looking at it for long-term profit. Night Gaming, bullish. There's so many perspective and cards that are still uncovered, which I think will make the biggest impact. Okay, I got it wrong here. So Jeffrey is not really feeling bullish, but you know, you can always gamble with profits. I mean, that's always good, guys. If you are on profit, nothing can go wrong. So if you take out your initials, but it's good. Anybody with a brain knows CRO is going to do well. I think, guys, it has definitely got a lot of potential here. Definitely got a lot of potential. Like we talked about earlier, it's only still in the green zone here. Only still in the green zone. I think we got to unpack a lot. I will be doing a video later on in the video today actually, to recap a bit on the AMA, recap a bit on the news. For anyone just jumping in, I think the biggest news story today is this here. Donald Trump media partnering with crypto.com for the ETFs, and also the new head of Cronos Labs here. Oh, and that's true as well. We got a CRO burn coming up as well. The CRO burn, though, in all honesty, private, will not have a big effect. I don't think we'll have a big effect here. Welcome, Colin. Colin said, well, he should have looked a lot more confident and excited. He talks like a data fish. I think somebody mentioned in the chat as well. So, Kris Marzalek, he's a Polish dude. He doesn't talk in his native language. And Kris has always been like this. Whenever it's bullish, whenever it's bearish, Kris always talks like he did just now. He's not like a typical CEO. He's not like, I think, a typical outgoing person. But yeah, interesting. Ah, there we go. Enclave, thank you very much. So what Enclave was saying here is there were 5 things. There were 5 things that that Kris was bullish about. ETF formation that we talked about. So we're gonna make little packages really of CRO and Bitcoin, and you can also just buy. Whoa, we're pumping again or not? Are we pumping? It kind of differs per exchange. No, we're not pumping that much yet. We're still up. still up about 30%. Interesting. But yeah, so we got ETF formation. We got also considerations for strategic reserve. So for anyone wondering, will CRO get into the US strategic reserve? Not right now. Not as it is currently. Cronos needs to grow before that can even be considered. And not only the US, I've seen many countries right now discuss a reserve, a digital asset reserve. I've heard about Argentina. I've heard about many countries in the East as well. So I think, what's the name? Indonesia is talking about it right now. But that's also a good one. Considerations for strategic reserve. I'm curious though why you still need that 70 billion mint there. I mean, even talking about there's any golden age proposal as well, but why do you need a mint? I get it for the ETF formation, but he was also talking about loans, the ETF loans, or well, the ETF formation. It's kind of like a loan. That's also why there have not been that much sell pressure. And that's a fair argument there. That's definitely a fair argument. Then we got number 3. Bring strong teams to both crypto.com and also the chain. And Merkle will tackle the chain side, that's true. So they need the CRO to actually mint. They need to CRO to acquire or get more teams interested to actually build on Cronos chain. That's actually a big driver. That is very important. They want to bring on institutional investors. Currently it's mostly retail. I was kind of thinking about that one. Enclaves, but isn't that kind of the same like the ETF formation? Interesting though. And I finally got number 5. We need more token utility, and it should help to propel CRO into the top 5. But it's all part of a multi-year effort. Curious. It's very interesting, guys. It is very, very interesting what has been happening so far. Let's take a quick look at what you guys are feeling. How are you guys feeling on this AMA? 80% is feeling bullish, 90% is feeling bearish. That's good, man. That's good. Hopium and dreaming ain't going to save your bank account. Hopium and dreaming are not going to save your bank account. Well, hopium sometimes keeps you up, man. Keeps you alive, keeps you interested. So doing an ETF means it will not get listed or will get listed on the New York Stock Exchange. And so institutions can buy into CRO. That was my thinking as well, Pete. So basically with the ETF, you can start attracting more institutional users. By the way, the Lion token, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you guys are into the Lion token. It's all built on top of the Cronos ecosystem. It's going places, went to a new all-time high. It retracted a bit, as also the CRO price is retracting a bit. But still looking very strong here. Bitcoin is definitely still the OG. I kind of liked how Kris talked about Bitcoin as well. Like, we just heard that Crypto.com, they got like their own Bitcoin reserve, and also that their approach is to just buy and hold. I mean, Bitcoin is king. I do hope that Crypto.com is also going to add CRO to their own strategic reserve, buy some CRO from the market. Karl is thinking, well, a 2025 CRO coin is a lot more bullish than a 2020 CRO coin. I mean, in 2020, Crypto.com was only such a small firm, wasn't it? But these days, they are definitely a Goliath in the space. Very interesting. Let me quickly fix the sound, guys, because I think the music is a bit loud. Give me one sec. I'm curious though. Many people are super bullish. Price is pumping. So Legacy saying, I can see myself hold CRO and stake for a long time within the coming 10 years. And also use some ADA, XRP and Bitcoin to make money. Very interesting there. I like the approach, Legacy. Did you get the cards? like the other cards we got over there. Ah, Matthew, I just missed the AMA. I'll have to go back and see what's going on. I just woke up and my account is booming. I haven't sold yet. No FOMO over here. Only dollar cost averaging till we get to the moon. I mean, I think that's a good approach, Matthew. I think that's a good approach. Mainly because if you take a look at where we are on the rainbow chart, I mean, we got a pump, right? We got a pump, but it's only small. What I've been talking about just before the stream as well was this line in the center. We got this. Oh, I got to remove the message quickly. Matthew, by the way, thank you so much for the super chat, dude. True chat here, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, you see this line, the 50-week simple moving average. 50-week simple moving average. So far today, we kept being above it. We're currently above the 50-week. If we can flip this from resistance into support, that is such a big achievement for the CRO token. 50-week, guys. Basically a year-long moving average. And let me check if we can actually find a good bounce here on the 50-week. Nah, not really a good bounce so far. I think Bitcoin has better examples. But typically the 50-week, for Bitcoin at least, is great support. Here you can see the 50-week. The 50-week for Bitcoin looking marvelous. Yeah, kind of funny though that Kris talked about the pump as well. And what G Malo was mentioning, we also got the Trump stamp of approval, and that's huge. I mean, him working together with Trump is going to be very profitable for the company, but I also hope very profitable for the token holders. Very profitable for the token holders here. Whoa, Legacy is going for the prime card. Legacy is trying to go big time here. Interesting. So this is the 5-minute chart, guys. I much prefer the 4-hour chart. I think the 4-hour chart is a better representation of where we're heading. I will be doing some TA later. I will make a video probably because what we're gonna do is zoom out again once more, go to weekly charts, and take a look really at where we're heading. Because we just broke out of this pattern. So what we talked about is that this is now broken, right? This is probably a broken structure. So what we got here was this symmetrical triangle. Symmetrical triangles always have the tendency to do one thing, so go up or go down, break up or break down. And it chooses violence, it chooses to go up in a very, very quick fashion as well. So we've got to take a look really at what the next step is. What I would like to see for CRO, is to actually go back to these highs and flip those for support. But it will need time. And it will also need a bit of Bitcoin action. Bitcoin is still on this path here. To break into 90k. Once we go into 90k for Bitcoin, I think all the cards are on the table once more. But this is a hard nut to crack here. This channel in between 104k and 100k itself, or 90k here. We talked about this last Sunday, but this is probably going to happen here. It's gonna break in, gonna retest again at a lower level, let's say 86k, and then hopefully break out. That's what it's done before as well. So here you can see break out, then up again in the pattern, and has to retest a bit, and then finally the flag pull again is set for a new range high. Let's see though. Krogo a go-go. Interesting. Bitcoin to 90k this week as we held 85k last night at Wall Street close. Honestly, I feel pretty bullish about Bitcoin. And Bitcoin will be still, I think, the tide that will float all boats. Cliff, dude. Cliff, thank you very much. Cliff, go to sleep, my man. Dude, thank you very much. I honestly don't know what to say anymore. Thank you very much. I need some more coffee. My tea is out. Thank you very much, dude. You're a legend. I will join you 1 million Crow Club one day, Coin Baron, and also buy some more. It's interesting, dude. The 1 million Crow Club, it opens so many doors. Quickly checking what the chat is saying right here. So Nate is also talking a lot about, you know, what's been happening really in the last decade before crypto.com. So it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting if you guys have never heard about the history of Kris. Kris is a Polish entrepreneur. Before he started crypto.com, he started with his first company in 2009. And this is a bit of history, so I hope you guys don't mind. But in 2009, Kris started a hardware company, or not, I think in 2007 or 2006, he started a hardware company called Starline Polska. Starline Polski, or they made all kind of hardware solutions. So we're talking solid state drives, so SSDs. I think also other computer hardware. And they were, I think, creating it in Hong Kong, or I think in some Chinese region. Unfortunately, in the 2009 era, during all the bankruptcies, also Starline Polska went bankrupt. Bank crisis, of course, global financial crisis, and especially startups had a hard time back then. So they went bankrupt. Can we blame Kris for that one? Maybe, maybe not. Environment was very hostile. Then though, he created a new company. Together with some of the founders. It was called Be Crazy. Be Crazy, it was really a marketing platform. They could actually sell products, I think. And they did some affiliate marketing. I'm not entirely sure on the entire story. But Be Crazy was actually quite successful. They were quite successful. And also that made it possible for Kris to pay back the debts, because he made quite some personal debts with Polska Starline. So with Be Crazy, I think it was sold. He also sold his stocks. For him personally, that was quite successful. Unfortunately, though, after he left the company, I think Be was renamed to Be Crazy was renamed to Ensogo or Ensaga. I'm not entirely clear on the details here, but that company went bankrupt very quickly after Kris left. I think I missed one step. Also, there was this iBuy group. I need to go back better on the details here. But Kris has been an entrepreneur throughout the years. He has been quite successful. I mean, he started things from the ground up. He sold sometimes at some highs. He also sold at some losses. And here we are. 2016, he started Monaco. Later in 2018, recalled or renamed to crypto.com. And in 2025, they've been making $1.5 billion in revenue. One of the biggest crypto companies out there. So some say that Kris is really, he doesn't know what he's doing. I think he does. I think throughout the years he has learned. He has seen what financial crises can do. He has seen what, mergers can do for a company. He has seen a lot of things. So I don't really blame people for failure. I would rather blame people for not trying. But I get it, though. I get it. Like, some people that bought advertisement or sold stuff on Be Crazy or Ensogo, yeah, they got rinsed of their money. But that's always the case with bankruptcies, right? Unfortunately, there are always losers. Mr. Crumpet Man, welcome. Why is that relevant? Well, I think why it's relevant is that Kris, has been here for years, and Kris is also talking always in this monotonic voice, and there's always like, you don't see any emotion. You don't see any emotion on Kris. Not at all. Never. But he's been learning throughout the years. He knows the ropes. And he knows how to ski, apparently. Yeah, I think Cliff is onto something. Failures are a stepping stone. And sometimes you need some capital investment. So I think he earned about $21 million. About $21 million from the failure, or not the failure. When he sold his stock into Be Crazy. But it's good. Okay. No worries, Karl, no worries. So Kris has failed in his old ventures like Legacy's mentioning here. But he learned from them and also got back on his feet. And he created a very, very good crypto exchange. Yeah. I don't need kisses. I got Mrs. Baron for this one. The Coin Baroness Crumper. She's kissing me all the time, so no more podcasters needed here. Oh, what is happening here? You guys are going crazy in the chat today. Oh yeah, so Legacy's also mentioning the tariffs. So tariffs, guys, are also a reason why Bitcoin has been performing so bad the last few weeks, right? I mean, if you take a look, after the first tariff announcement, Bitcoin went down, what is it? 20%? Ouch. And also, the S&P has been going down like crazy. The dollar has been going down like crazy. Nobody wants to buy the dollar. If also you can actually buy euros. No, but for real though, the issue with tariffs is it does make like global trade less appealing for dollars. I mean, why would you buy dollars if you can use Canadian dollars? Because you only need Canadian dollars to buy like the maple horn syrup or the what's specifically made in Canada that's like what's like a staple Canadian product. I need to have a debate with Baron one day. Well, let's do that. Let's go to Twitter. Set me a date, dude. I'm sure to have a debate. So I do sometimes do the actually, to give you guys a bit of a heads up, every Friday we do a bit of a Twitter space, an X space, and everyone is free to join. It's an open floor. So what we do is we do the space. We can talk about everything as long as it's related to crypto, crypto.com, Cronos, Cronos ecosystem. If it's somewhat relevant, if you can learn it, if you can learn a few things from it, I mean, everyone is welcome to join. I think we need some different perspectives. So I know Nate is a bit more bearish. I think if you compare it to the other people here, 82% is bullish right now. 82% is bullish. But yeah, I'm somewhat persistent bullish. That's true. I think we need to have a bullish bias here, Mr. Glock. I think that's true. But we also got to keep it real. So I don't mind people like Nate coming in. I don't mind people, trying to also see the bearish case. But in the end, I mean, they are cooking, right? They are definitely cooking. I like the Cronos chain. I like what they've been doing so far. I like the utility of the coin. So 70 billion mint. You guys got to go back, right? I mean, I've been here. I've been into Cronos since 2019. I've been here for a long time. I've been here for a long time. I was here before the 70 billion burn. And I will still be there after the 70 billion mint. The 70 billion burn, I mean, it was always not that big of an event. We can take a look actually at the chart here. We can take a look at the chart. Let's go to this one, I guess. Let's go to a different one. Fortunately, it doesn't show. So, the burn. Let's talk about the burn. What did it do, the 70 billion burn? The 70 billion burn was initiated here in February 2021. This was it. So here it started, I think. And it brought us up to about 24 cents. Actually quite similar to where we are right here, right now. It looks a bit different because it's actually a logarithmic chart here. But it's somewhat similar to where we are right now. Somewhat similar. And it brought us to about 25 cents. But only weeks later, will drop that back down again. He dropped back down again to 8 cents. So in the end, I do think the burn didn't really have any effect. Didn't really have any effect. However, this time around, with the 17 billion mint, it's a bit more of an aggressive move, isn't it? It's a bit more of an aggressive move. Let's go back to that 5-minute chart. I don't know exactly what they're going to do. I don't know exactly what they're going to do with the Cronos Strategic Reserve. That's the honest truth here. That's also what Kris mentioned. Kris mentioned they're going to use it to build aggressively. And also, looking at the chart here, like I don't want to do 5-minute TA, but let's actually do some 5-minute TA here. Like, it's building here. It's building. Even on the shorter time frame. Looking a bit like a triangle. Let's see if they actually do something like this. We might have a bit of an escape back to like 12 cents. That might be interesting. Right, dumping my crow just to be safe. Now we can sleep better. I hope you don't wake up with like 66 cents, like Janik is mentioning here. Oh man. Javello just woke up. What did he make to do? What did he do to just to go vertical like it is? So for anyone just joining in, the biggest reason why everything is pumping here is this. And let's actually go take a look at this here. So what he mentions here, Kris mentions proud to partner with real Donald Trump's True Social on a series of ETFs. Welcome, Saul. Welcome to the community. Strap in. And also Meta. Welcome to the club. Strap in, my dude. Welcome. Don't forget to hit the like button, by the way, guys. But this will be the world's first ETF with CRO. And it will be done in collaboration with True Social by, of course, Donald J. Trump. Very interesting times ahead, indeed. Very interesting times indeed here. So that's what made it go vertical. And also in general, I think some excitement for the AMA. Definitely some excitement for the AMA. What I feel though, so we also got this news today of the Cronos, the new head of Cronos Labs, so Mirko. I kind of feel like they wanted some change for Cronos. They wanted change, like heavy change. They needed to start pumping, and they needed some more incubation grants. They needed some energy in the community. And they definitely brought some energy. The Crow fam is more awake than ever. Definitely more awake than ever. Sometimes in a bit negative sense, right? Because the 70 billion mint is not only positive. Let's keep it real. But if they use it correctly, if they use the funds correctly to grow and to, bring us to that top 5, because that is, I think, the biggest takeaway from this whole AMA. They're targeting top 5, not top 20, top 5 here. I think at least on the protocol level. So they want to go big, but they also do mention it's not something that we're going to achieve in 1 year. It's a multi-year plan. A multi-year plan that they want to achieve. So it's, I don't know. It's been really against the 4-year cycle theory. So that's very, very interesting to see. Oh, I got a, oh no. I got a dead pixel here. That's a shame. Yeah. Unfortunately, Rora, I want to buy the dip. I want to buy the dip when it comes. So I can't afford to buy a new camera. Oh, well, maybe thanks to Cliff today. Maybe thanks to Cliff, honestly, I can maybe buy some new hardware. But this is really, yeah. It's annoying. It's annoying, those. Yeah, it's a dead pixel. It's a shame. Where do you think the minted tokens will be added, Coin Baron? Where? It will be added into the ETF fund. It will be added into the incubation grant. I mean, that has been set really into the whole golden age proposal. And also maybe they're going to give them to the US. Who knows? If they want to get CRO into a US reserve, I don't think I got the comments by. I think the comment is gone, unfortunately. But we had a good summary by Enclaves. A good summary by Enclaves. So Active Dodger saying, after the AMA, I am a bit bearish. Holding Crow since 2021, and they plan on doing a 70 billion mint. His presentation was lacking in excitement. Price was dropping as he spoke. I mean, that's always the case at Active Dodger. I get it. I've been also in Crow for a long time, since 2019. But excitement, this is actually how excited Kris can become. This was an excited Kris. He honestly looked very excited there. Oh, interesting. Nothing personal against people making the comments, merely that's not realistic long term. I missed the comments here. I just got in before the burns as well. It's been a crazy ride. I'm in here for the long haul. I like it, Cliff. I like it. I mean, if you guys don't know, follow Cliff. Cliff has been doing God's work, really, especially in with his own. Is it like a cafe? He's been doing a lot for the local community as well, and he got a beautiful, beautiful Obsidian black card. So everything he does for the community, he also get a bit of cash back for himself, which is nice. 10 cents is nothing for Crow. I mean, we're at 11 cents already. If somebody told me that, you know, we would be at 11 cents. I would have been amazed, and we are. We are at 11 cents here. I'm currently working on a more detailed breakdown, and we'll post it on X. Restricted by comment length here. Yeah, true. That's. I'm really curious actually what's happening on X right now. I'm really curious about the sentiment in general. You guys are actually super bullish. Heady 4% feeling very bullish after the AMA. I'm gonna be honest here. To me personally, the AMA didn't really add anything. Like, all the information that was shared here was already known. So it was like, if the news regarding the ETF wasn't already like publicly known, I would have been very excited. But he didn't share anything new. Like, yeah, we have an exciting roadmap. Well, the only cool thing I think is his commitment on the hashtag make Crow great again, his commitment on making Crow a top 5 token, and his commitment on keeping him accountable. I think that was the only thing that made me feel like, yeah, let's go. But the other things, like, yeah, okay, so we got this roadmap. Yeah, that's cool. We know we got this ETF. Yeah, we just heard. Maybe it's also a bit of in the presentation. I think the presentation lacks a bit. That's true. Presentation can be better. Come on, Kris. I can teach you, man. Come on here. Come in here to the Netherlands. I can teach you. Yeah, that's true. We need to keep Kris accountable. But he also said that, right? I'm shocked Baron bought in and didn't wait a month. I mean, ja, tuurlijk, Jannik. Tuurlijk. Eindhoven, de gekste. Nah, but for real though. Yeah, I bought in. I bought in after the AMA announcement. You can actually see that on my Twitter, guys. I'm at the Coin Baron. At the Coin Baron on Twitter. At the Coin Baron. So you can see I bought actually quite a lot of Crow. So I'm actually once more in profit, which is nice. This 5-minute chart is waiting for a breakout here. The 5-minute chart right now is creating a nice pattern, you can see here. So, I don't know. My breakup, my breakdown here. So far though, it's looking very, very interesting for the short term. Bitcoin needs to pump as well though. So if Cronos wants to continue the pump, like we see here, Bitcoin needs to pump as well. So that's what we now guys need to wait for. Macro conditions. In general, macro conditions are looking more and more bullish. Yeah, and I think the most important part is the dedication, the commitments by the team. Yeah, I think Michael is right. It's you know, it's up or it's down in the short term. Let's ask the A-Ball. Mr. A-Ball, are we going up in the short term? Dear Abel, are we going up in the short term? And guys, I always believe in the Abel. I always believe in the Abel. Sometimes I need to give it a good shake here. Clean accent, thank you. The A-ball is telling me riddles here. Are we going up in the short term? Come on. Come on. Suspect or prospect is good. Prospect is good, ladies and gentlemen. So Kyle, is it to me? Are you bearish? Why are you bearish? Malcolm is not worried about the short term overall. So guys, I told you. A-ball is saying prospect is good. Trust in the A-ball. Trust in the A-ball. Kyle, that's a question to Nate. Okay, I got it. I got it. I mean, Nate has been bearish already since 2021, I think. Oh, a Crow fan meetup in the Netherlands. We can actually do that. Bladderrocks and Jenik and whatever. Join the Discord. Link in the description down below. Join it. We might actually be able to do something like that. Drink a few beers. Yeah, this is an interesting story, isn't it? What do you think, Bladderrocks? What do you guys think in the community? So this is the latest news from Cronos Labs. So what the news is really is that they mentioned the departure of Ken Timsit. The departure of Ken Timsit. It's left in the middle if it's like a voluntary decision or like you're fired. You think it's actually accountability for the poor communication? That might be the case. I think though, honestly, the Bladderrocks. I like him, Ken. I like Ken. He's a good dude. He tried, but if you take a look at the actual statistics, Cronos chain isn't doing too well. It's not doing too well. It's dropping off. It's only like the 17th biggest protocol. 17th. That's not relevant. That's not really relevant, guys. You need to be top 10 or even better top 5, like Kris is mentioning. So if you just take a look at the numbers, it would make sense to fire Ken, even though he's a beautiful dude. He's a good guy, but you know, it's not keeping up the numbers. I really miss the old Visa cards. Let me quickly bring them up. The Visa cards. Beautiful, aren't they? Beautiful Visa cards. Yeah, he's a nice guy, but performance was suboptimal. I agree. By the way, Toys Havens, welcome. Or Toys Havens. Welcome, strap into the community. I'm still healing, guys, so I will strap in again with real straps soon, but not yet. But these cards, those were amazing last cycle. They had 3%, or was it? Yeah, 3% here for the IC, not the IC, for the J Green or the Royal Indigo, and 5% for the IC White. And I think actually the rewards are back up to 5% if you are buying in right now. If you guys, by the way, still need like a link, you can actually use my referral link down below, and you also get like a little bonus for the cards. But I think the most of you guys already got one of these cards. I mean, there's still a staple, I think, of the Crypto.com ecosystem. There's still a staple of the Crow coin. But it's cool. Hey, Kobo, we're cooking. Honestly, guys, by the way, it tried to break out just a minute ago. Interesting pattern here for the Crow token. So this is really the line in the sand. If it breaks out, that will be very interesting. But I honestly wouldn't be amazed if there would be a little breakdown in the short term. If if there will be a little breakdown for CRO token in the short term. Let's say it goes down back to this is a nice support line here at about 10.30. If it breaks down there, I wouldn't be bearish at all. It's part of price discovery. I will be doing a video though soon, I think, on a more like we have to zoom out more and more. We have to zoom out more and more to see what are potential targets, what are potential struggling points where CRO has to really overcome some heat. For example, here at 12 cents, we can already see it has to really fight for its life. What are these levels here? Give or take where we just were. Coinbearer, I believe you will get the Obsidian and then Prime one day, trust me. Prime would be cool. It's $1 million though. That's a lot. You know, cooling off to about 10 cents would be good. It would be good, man. I mean, somebody has been missing the price action. They need to get an additional opportunity to get in cheap. While we're talking, by the way, there's a bit of a breakdown. So I wouldn't be surprised if we have a bit of a retest here. And again, oh, actually, it's going up again. It's honestly going all over the place currently for the CRO token. So short term, we've had the news. So I don't think it's a sell news event. It's not really a sell news event. So far, we've only been going up. And I think what I'm looking forward to the most is the actual AMA upcoming news from Mirko. Again, he's the guy we're going to ask questions about the mint. He's the guy that needs to give us all more answers. But okay. You know, also what Flex is mentioning here is going to be very volatile because degen leverage traders are trying to long it. True that. Welcome, by the way, Flex. So news will always do this, but any publicity is good publicity. Remember that. The fight just gained some arches. True. It was bad though for like the overall vibe in the community the last few weeks. I mean, so many people have been saying that crypto.com is a complete scam, and you know that the Cronos token is completely dead. So that wasn't good for the company reputation, but it will survive. It will survive. I just put a short in about 11 cents one. I mean, it's breaking down a bit right now. I wouldn't be surprised. Let's see though. So when will we see the AMA for Ken Tim? Well, I don't think that Ken is going to do any AMAs anymore. I really think that guy that Ken got booted, unfortunately. I think that Ken's days are over. If I were Ken and I would have left voluntarily, I would have made like a big post. He still also has all these details in his profile page. So really curious here. So Karl, Nate is saying that the charts are you know, effed. I don't think the charts are effed. The charts are the charts. The charts are just, you know, representing what's happening with the price. The charts are okay. There's nothing wrong with the charts, honestly. The charts are just showing that there has been relative weakness in the last few weeks. I mean, everything has been going down. The only thing which I can say though is that the CRO token has been dropping off in the CoinMarketCap rank. That might be a bit of a negative news story for people that want to buy. But if you take a look really at CRO Bitcoin, take a look here, guys. This is the most important chart. This is the most important chart. You don't agree with me? This is the most important chart though, guys. And look at this. Look at this. Bitcoin dominance is slowly dropping. It's still moving up here with this chart here. Here's the Bitcoin dominance chart. And these purple areas are old season. And Cronos is definitely, you know, leading the charge here. It's leading the charge. Crumpethead, I'm locked in, so I got many others. Me and many others had the feeling they had no say in the reminting decision. Honestly, nobody had a say in that one. That's the only thing I was kind of, I asked a question about governance because it's clear as night and day that when Kris talked about, the dollar amount, so they were taking a look at the vote. He mentioned there was like this vote going on, and only about $100 million voted no for the mint. But then I was like, yeah, that's true. But the other 80% that voted, that was money from Crypto.com, people staking at Crypto.com. So I think he kind of, I think that was a bad answer in my opinion. But I really hoped he was going to talk about decentralizing the Cronos chain. That was my question. So how are we going to decentralize the Cronos chain more and more? Because currently it's not really possible. Having said that though, the Cronos chain is still in its infancy. Cronos chain is still in its infancy. It's only 3 years old at this point. Or 4 years. 4 years by now. So you think people are going to buy a falling knife? What falling knife? There is 0 falling knife here. Oh well, maybe this one. If you zoom out, it depends how you zoom out, of course. So Bitcoin has been going down. It has a bit of a relief here, of course. It's getting back to those previous levels. So like I mentioned, I do believe that there will be times for Bitcoin and there are times for altcoins. There will be times for Bitcoin and there will be times for altcoins. It's still Bitcoin time. It is still Bitcoin time here. But overall, if you take a look here at the overall pattern we do see for Cronos, it is creating a bit of an uptrend once more. It's weird because it goes zigzag, zigzag, zigzag. But that's how it sometimes works. Aiden is saying, well, it might be a big hit like BNB there. It might be very well. It might be very well. It's actually trying to compete with BNB because Kris was so often mentioning the top 5 ranking, right? The top 5, that's a big talking point really for Kris. BNB is top 5. BNB is top 5. So he wants to dethrone BNB and become the Crow top 5. Interesting though. Very interesting. I'm really curious what any people are saying right now on Twitter. You guys, 83% bullish. 83% bullish. 70%, according to the vote at least, 70% saying bearish right now. So I think, in general, the AMA was good. AMA was good, but mainly the news story. Mainly the news story of the ETF partnership with Donald J. Trump. Or Trump Media. I kind of get it that CDC is pushing through the governance for strategic reasons, but I also think they would have had more support if the initial proposal had an actual governance discussion. There was discussion, but yeah, it was all staged, in my opinion at least. I knew it from the start. Here. The only thing, of course, they have this whole governance structure, so they kind of had to do this. For any change, they had to make this proposal, otherwise it would not follow procedures. Oh, whoa, it actually went to rank 34. Not too bad, not too bad. About $100 million was sent from CDC from BNB. So people are moving funds from Binance to Crypto.com. Interesting. What is that about? Any thoughts? I have no clue, honestly. I wouldn't store my funds with Binance though. I can't also. Binance is blocked here. The thing with Crypto.com, guys, what makes Crypto.com such a good place for institutional investors and also for, I think, for retail is the way how they handle licenses. Crypto.com is everywhere. Fully regulated. MiCA license, broker license in the US. They got everything. Binance, on the other hand, They have gotten so many fines. I mean, CZ went to jail for it. Crypto.com is trying to do it the more safe approach here. What would the price be if it made it to the top 5? About $3, I think. About $3 Crumpet. If it goes head to head with BNB, about $3. $2.71. Block is also mentioning with the additional minted CRO, market cap will be around the same as LTC. And that will bring us to about 20. Yeah, I think Yannick is saying that would be nice. I think $2.71. I think everyone would find that very nice. Having said that, though, with the increasing supply, also the dollar amount is going down. So I gotta say that at least. In that case, with the additional supply, it should go up to like 150-ish. 150-ish. If CRO goes to top 10, I'm gonna say sorry to everyone. I would start writing a lot of I'm sorry messages already. I think with the additional supply, CRO coin can go into top 10. It did it once before. And it will do it again. Also, the Lion token are doing amazing. Guys, I've been live for about 2 hours right now. I need to get a bit more sleep. The alarm went to the alarm went at 5 o'clock in the morning. I want to read some more Twitter. I want to read some more research. I want to do some more research because I don't know. I need to process this all myself. I'm feeling mainly bullish because of the price. I mean, what's been happening? It's been crazy. I want to say though, for anyone watching new today, I saw so many people watching. So many new people. Hello, welcome. I'm the Coin Baron. Strap in. I'm in here for the ride. I'm in here for the ride. I've been here for 5 years. I will be here for probably another 5 years. So strap in for the ride. Hit the like button, subscribe, and yeah, join me in new videos. I will be publishing one today, probably to give my thoughts in a short form. Talking about, I think, the 5 main pillars that Kris has been talking about. So yeah, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Guys, anyone in the US, get some sleep. Anyone in the EU, good morning, wake up. Anyone in Australia, get some afternoon tea, dudes. Get some afternoon tea. Time for a bit of a biscuit and some tea. And again, Cliff, thank you so much. Cliff, thank you very much. Also, Matthew, thank you very much. And the Wards, you guys are absolute legends. Have a good one, guys. Bye. Enjoy the stream. Thank you very much. And then a nap, yeah. 6:30 in the morning, bro. UK times are. Have a good one. Bye-bye.